Kevin Wilson, Dr. Wilson, Kendrick, and Knox to Jefferson City, to Lincoln University.
Wow, I have to follow that. Goodness. Thank you, Dr. Mosley, and good afternoon, everyone. Greetings to all of you in attendance. You could be anywhere else in the world, but I thank you for being here with my family and I today, sharing this special moment. We even have Commissioner Racy all the way from the MIAA coming from Kansas. How about that? I mean, that's big time. Any curators and other special guests in attendance, I definitely want to say thank you for coming and sharing this very special day with myself and my family. First and foremost, definitely want to thank God, my Lord and Savior, for his blessings and countless times he's blessed myself and my family. I'm truly humbled and honored to be standing here today, this afternoon, as the new Vice President for Advancement, Athletics, Campus Recreation here at Lincoln University. Ever since my appointment, my mother calls me VP. But I want all of you to know that I would not be here without the MVP, the love of my life the last 13 years, Dr. LaVie Wilson. I love you with all my heart. And I'm forever grateful for the countless sacrifices that you made professionally and personally to get us here to this point today. I definitely share this accomplishment with you. To my two energetic, handsome boys, Kendrick and Knox. Kendrick's a little asleep, a little upset right now, but he'll be okay. Thank you for being, giving me the best title that I could ever have, and that's being your dad. And definitely, please, thank you for being calm, so your mom don't have to take you out of here. And lastly, for being cheerful. And every day I come home after a long day's work, it gives Daddy the courage to be in a world that's still fighting change. To my mom, I know that I haven't been the best son as of lately. My focus, drive, and commitment to my career have often caused me to forego consistent conversations with you and miss family events. Nevertheless, you continue to be my strength and my heart. Without your focus, drive, and sacrifice and commitment that you demonstrated as a working mother, I wouldn't be here today. So thank you. To my one and only Kurt, and my baby sis Kaylin, watching online, I couldn't be more proud to be your big brother. From the day Mom and Dad brought you home, I took pride in the people that you've become. That was definitely my early experiences with leadership, being your big brother. And it happened while I growing up with you guys. And so I look forward to the leaders that you all create, Kendrick, Caleb, Cairo, and Knox. And so thank you for being there wherever we needed you. I shared with our 14-time national champion track coach, Victor Thomas, during my process that my entire family is from Guyana, which is off the northern coast of the Caribbean. And so as an individual not born in this country, carving out your American dream isn't easy, but growing up, there was never a shortage of love and support. And so during our toughest times, we would always rely on my aunts, uncles, and cousins to show us the true meaning of family. And so, Dad, please tell the Wilson, Adams family, all the way spread across Berbice, Georgetown, Georgia, Florida, the DMV, New York, thank you. I will make them proud. Dr. Mosley, thank you for entrusting me to lead a unit that you worked tirelessly to build, one with limitless potential and another that continues to impact the campus and Jefferson City community every day. I will relish this responsibility, and I look forward to being an asset to an already stellar leadership team as we look to carry on the mission of the 62nd and 65th Colored Infantries. To the members of the search committee, Laura Bennett Smith, Dean and soon-to-be Dr. Brown, Chief Hill, Keena Lynch, Tim Adney, and Misty Nunn, thank you. It was evident to me how much the students at Lincoln meant to each of you and how important it was that the person in this role put students first. Thank you for seeing that same passion in me. And to each and every Blue Tiger Scholarship member here, I want to say thank you so much, and every donor at Lincoln University. I'm excited about Casino Night on August 14th. My wife gave me my budget, and my curfew. And so I'm good to go. And so I'm looking forward to also engaging our Blue Tiger alumni in my home city of Atlanta in just a couple days as well. And so just a little bit about me. I firmly believe that diverse experiences cultivate leadership, and I've been fortunate enough to learn from some of the best administrators in the country. During my time in the MEAC, CIAA, Pac-12, and the American Conference. Starting with Lavelle Moten. Coach Mosley told you a little bit about our time in Durham on his staff. He was recently featured, Coach Moten was recently featured in the Why Not Us docuseries by The Undefeated. He's a man who I believe is already going to be a Hall of Fame coach one day. And so he gave me my first job in athletics and made me work under a young, passionate assistant who, unbeknownst to me, will one day change my life. And so I learned all about humility, managing personalities, and what it meant to be a part of something bigger than myself. And I'll always be thankful to Coach Mosley for that. Willie Jude, some of you know him, some of you may not, but he's a man who spent some time here in Lincoln as well. He was the type of guy that made it easy to come to work every day with that big smile and great energy. And no matter the circumstance, I knew he cared about people. And I always remember, people don't care about how much you know until they know about how much you care. And so I definitely carry that with me always. And I want to thank Willie for his mentorship, love, and daily reminder that what we do every day is a privilege. To Dr. Edward McClain, and hopefully he's enjoying retirement right now. He's the AD at Fayetteville State. He was a smooth administrator and a model of consistency for the CIAA. He was all about comprehensive excellence and forward thinking. And at the time, Carlita and I both worked for Dr. McClain. He was one of the longest tenured ADs in the CIAA, and I did everything to soak up that experience. In addition to helping gain a lifelong friend in Dr. Carlita Moore, he also taught me that it was possible to be great with the resources that you had, right? To Dr. Ingrid McCree, she was a silent giant in this industry, and I continue to marvel at how someone so knowledgeable, caring, and influential can remain so humble. I learned to embrace lifelong learning and work-life balance. We worked hard, but we always took a moment to celebrate our achievements and never took ourselves too seriously and created an environment where you could work and have your family. And that was important to me. And I want to put that environment here at Lincoln as well. And so to Ingrid, please understand that we're praying for you, Gino, Alexa, Quentin, Sydney, are always in our prayers. To Dr. Danny White, he's the current VP at the University of Tennessee. I hope he's watching this at some point. He's probably not because he's busy working in the athletic department, but it's okay. But as I was transitioning to Washington State, he and I spoke at the end of the conversation. He told me, look me in my eye, and believed I'll be an AD one day. And he doesn't know this, but that was the first time he ever told me that. And it was so significant to me because when you're in fundraising, pretty much all everybody does is tell you to fundraise. They're never going to tell you you need to stop fundraising, right? And so for him to kind of take the time, a guy so accomplished in the industry, to say those things and say, hey, I know that you can achieve your goals one day, it let me know that words have power. And so I want to make sure that I use my words to encourage those around me. And to Pat Chun, he's currently the AD at Washington State, another high-level, accomplished AD who taught me the importance of self-awareness, reflection, and self-assessment. One time on a donor trip in Arizona, he asked me the difference between a good fundraiser and a great one. And at the time, I couldn't answer the question. And in retrospect, I'm sure he wanted me to just work towards what it meant to be great. However, answering that today, I would say that good leaders convince others to believe in them, but great ones inspire others to believe in themselves. And so I'll work every day to inspire our student athletes, coaches, and alumni to accomplish what others say is impossible. To VP Courtney Gaucher, a young, gifted, and charismatic VP at Florida A&M University with a story worthy of the Show Me State. He showed me how to unapologetically achieve in spite of. And as an institution of higher learning, we will face countless barriers. But guess what? The members of the 62nd and 65th Infantries face challenges to establish this great institution. And the next generation of Blue Tigers will have to achieve in spite of. And so we're going to embrace that. And we're going to achieve in spite of. The totality of those experiences feeds directly into my leadership philosophy of being student-centered, leading with care and integrity, maximizing every opportunity, and being unapologetic in our pursuit of comprehensive excellence. I'm here in Lincoln for two simple reasons. The first being in my belief in the university mission of providing exceptional educational experiences to a diverse population in a student-centered environment. I've had the privilege of learning and working in places where I've had to communicate with people from different backgrounds and with different opinions, and we accomplish great things together. And campus recreation facilities facilitates the mission. In my opinion, advancement will support the mission, and athletics highlights the mission. We have a responsibility to Jefferson City and the great state of Missouri to create more culturally competent citizens, and I look forward to doing that here. The second reason is the chance to compete in a nationally competitive conference and activate a talented, passionate alumni base. The MIAA has claimed a Division II national champion in some sport since 2009, with Lincoln being one of them multiple years. Think about that for a minute. That's incredible. Every school cannot look a prospective student athlete in the eye and say that. And at the end of the day, it sends the message that if you could come to Lincoln, you can accomplish your dreams. You could become an educator, an entertainer, run a bank, conduct groundbreaking research, compete in the Olympics, own a restaurant, or be a co-owner of an NBA franchise. You can accomplish anything right here. And I have a couple of charges. To our current Blue Tiger student athletes, know that you matter and deserve the best. I work tirelessly to make sure that you have one of the best experiences in the country. You've made a 40-year decision when you came here to become a Blue Tiger, and I want it to be one that you will make again in a heartbeat. All I ask is that you put in the work to be a better version of yourself, because we want degrees, rings, and a meaningful career when it's all said and done. And my sons and countless other youth look to you, whether you believe it or not. And we want you to be a source of pride for this university, for Jefferson City, and the Show Me State. I look forward to hearing how we can step up from good to great. To my colleagues in advancement, athletics, and campus recreation, it's a privilege to serve others, one that we're all a byproduct of, and we cannot unwaver from the mission of this university and its values. I promise you that we will impact the lives of those around us together and have fun while we're doing it. I would never ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And I look forward to elevating Lincoln University brand together. To our alumni, we need you. Please make sure we have your updated information, that you stay connected, because great things are on the horizon. We want to hear from you. There's no such thing as a bad idea. I'm sure Dr. Mosley would disagree. But we want to hear about how we can get you more involved, and I'm excited to hear your story. And in closing, if you're not giving to the university, and that counts for students, staff, faculty, whomever, I encourage you to make your gift today. We'll celebrate every gift regardless of size and keep you in the loop so you feel good about the next gift. Keena, I got my check for you, brother. All right. And also purchase your membership to the link. Health is wealth. As you can see, the pandemic, I packed on a few pounds, so I will definitely be down there. And this outstanding partnership with Jefferson City Parks and Rec is paying huge dividends, and my family and I will have our membership, and you need one too. And let's create a whole field advantage by purchasing season passes. I promise you the game day experience will be worth it. Become an ambassador for Lincoln University by identifying someone that you know needs to be involved or a prospective student that's looking for a home. Thank you all for being here today. My family and I are excited to be in Jefferson City. Go Blue Tigers. It's go time.
If anybody has any questions for our new vice president, please feel free to ask. Rod.
Dr. Wilson, Rod Smith from KRCG-TV.
Pleasure.
Just what is it that attracted you most about coming to Lincoln University here? Just your personal thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. So it really starts with alignment. So my relationship with Dr. Mosley is not just that. It's his mission and where he sees his university going, the competitive nature of the conference that we're in. I believe in winning at a high level, and that does not just mean winning in Division I. It means winning where you respect your competition, and that where the work you put in means something. And I think it means something here at Lincoln University. And so the family atmosphere as well. I can't tell you from the moment, Keenan will tell you, I ran to the governor coming off the plane, and you would have thought that, I was his best friend. And that means a lot to me and my family. And so I want to make sure that we grow up in an environment where my boys can run around, my wife can feel safe, and embrace everybody. So, yeah. Sir.
Congratulations on the new job, Andrew Goffin from KMIZ.
Thank you.
I'm curious, when Coach, I'm going to keep calling you Coach.
Right.
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 And President Mosley, when you guys were together on that staff at NC Central, could you have ever imagined kind of being in this spot here today?
That is the funniest question. No. Absolutely not. As I said before, Dr. Mosley was a young, driven, hungry, relentless coach. It didn't matter where we needed to get the information, how many hours we needed to put in. He was very demanding. And as a young guy who was just like, this is just a job, you don't get that. And so I think for a long time I was intimidated. A long time I was just really stressed and just didn't understand what it took to win, right? And so sometimes you got to go through those growing pains when you're not used to it. But at the end of the day, he was a guy I respected. He never asked you to do something he wouldn't do it. He never asked me to go to the gym and turn on the lights. He said, hey, I'm going to turn on these lights. You turn on those lights. And so and when I started seeing that, I just checked myself and I said, man, what are you doing, right? Like, these are the type of guys that we should be emulating. These are the type of guys that should be in leadership positions, moving organizations forward. And so honestly, I want to say it was too late because by the time, I was off the staff, I was transitioning into development. But he's a guy I've always respected as a man, as a father, as a coach, and just as an individual. And he's just become a friend and a guy I've always valued his opinion. And so respect is very important for me. And I couldn't have found a president that I respect more.
Mr. Wilson, Greg Jackson from the Jefferson City News Tribune.
Thank you for coming today.
Obviously, there are some coaches here in attendance, and quite a few are out on the road recruiting.
As they should be.
As they should be.
That's right, as they should
Have you
be.
had an opportunity to talk with each of the Lincoln coaches, and what has that experience been like as soon as you hit the ground running?
Oh, well, I have had the opportunity to speak with all my coaches. They're extremely an ambitious group. But for me, as a person who was in a program, everybody hears the Duke name, but it's really kind of prominent in the basketball space, right? But why I love Duke so much is the reason why I like these coaches so much. It's not necessarily about what the players have done for them, but what they can do for the players. And that is what I appreciate about this group here, because one day that ball is going to stop bouncing. And my wife will attest to this. The coaches that care about you, they never get out of your life. You always going to see them. They're going to ask about you because you're the reason why they get up every day. And I see that in these coaches. And that's what got me excited the most, because regardless of our win-loss record, and we are about wins, but regardless of that, they're going to raise young men and women that are going to benefit this community and the place as a whole.
Kind of following up on that, this past school year has probably been one of the toughest for athletic departments across the country. You're dealing with COVID on a daily, if not even an hourly basis.
Right.
We were talking about recruiting. I mean, there were recruiting restrictions.
Right.
And obviously, it's not the easiest times to do fundraising as well. Right. What would you learn the most from last year that you really didn't, have to encounter in previous years?
To be honest with you, is being thankful, to relish every moment, to be thankful for the opportunities that you have to get out and interact with folks and share your story. And at the end of the day, being a limited resource institution, which I would kind of view us, and most of the institutions that I've been at, it's actually leveling the playing field for us, because the folks who can just go out and send somebody on a Learjet, they're kind of restricted in what they have to do, and they have to be creative like we've always had to be. And so for me, I don't think the pandemic necessarily studied our growth. I think it gave us a chance to sit down, reflect, look to who we are as an organization, some things we can do better, And now we're going to be able to go out and put that into practice and get this enrollment where it needs to be and get the university where we all in this room know where it can be.
I guess just what excites you the most about this opportunity to be an AD here at Lincoln?
Honestly, getting to see Crystal, Moses' wife, she's awesome. She's awesome. Haven't seen her in years. It feels like getting to see Jill again, seeing Jill interact with the boys, and getting to see my wife interact with our student athletes. Honestly, it's the family feel. I think so many times we get really kind of caught up in our jobs and forget that this is just games. These are sports. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to enjoy what we're doing. And I look forward to just enjoying what I'm doing again and not feeling the pressure of, well, if I don't close this gift, the world's going to end. It's more so just really pushing the impact, enjoying the process, and getting out on the road, getting Dr. Mosley out on the road, getting our deans out on the road, because it's not just athletics, right? It's getting these folks out on the road, really telling our story, because we have an amazing story. We were walking the campus the other day, my dad, Carlene, and I, we were walking the campus and we saw the memorial. And I will say to you today, I've been on a lot of college campuses. There's not a more powerful memorial than I've seen in quite a while. And I was saying to myself, man, like Lincoln has been here well before I've been here, and it's like my first time being exposed to it, and that's unfortunate. It's a shame, and I look forward to working with Keena and Misty and working with our entire external group and Laura and getting that story out, because people need to hear that stuff. And so that's really what excites me. Again, it's really enjoying the process.
Dr. Wilson, coming from the outside and looking at Lincoln University from different eyes than we have here, what do you see as the biggest challenges that lie ahead, and how can you make this a better place?
Perception is reality. Dr. White used to always say that while we were at UCF. You are who you perceive yourself to be. And I want us to perceive ourselves as champions. At the end of the day, don't be woe is me. Don't look about what you don't have. And I told myself I wasn't going to get into this, but our move here has not been the best, right? Our movers literally took like half our stuff. We got half our stuff still in Florida. And we're in a house. My family's here. We got plates, but we don't have napkins. We got spoons. And I think it's a reminder. I told myself, I said, Kev, you're in a beautiful house. Your family's here with you. You got a bed to lay in. You're going to be okay. The rest of the stuff will come. I think we have to have that same mentality here. Don't worry about what you don't have. Worry about what you have and maximize that opportunity. So that for me is what was really the message for me. So that's it.
Any other questions? All right, well, we have some light refreshments in the back corner. I hope you'll stay and you'll enjoy some of them, and you will say hello to our new vice president. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.